what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. APW Sports signing in. And I know that we are only 2 weeks into this season, and I know you guys see the title of this video, but are the Chiefs finished as a dynasty? Now, I will get into that, but my thing is I want to kind of point out a few issues that I see with this Kansas City Chiefs team in 2025. One, this offensive line is not the same. Jawan Taylor at right tackle, this offensive line is just not it to me. Creed Humphrey and Trey Smith, I think, are two of the better interior linemen, and I think Creed Humphrey is one of the top centers. You have a rookie left tackle in Josh Simmons from The Ohio State University. I think this line, when we're talking about this Kansas City Chiefs offensive line, has not been playing to, let's say, the expectations of the past offensive lines. And even last year, we knew the offensive line was going to be a bit of a downfall when we're talking about this football team, because we seen what happened in the Super Bowl. That offensive line is not able to hold up. And then you lose Joe Thuney in the offseason, who I'll be honest, I think that was their best offensive lineman. Creed Humphrey is right there, number 2. Trey Smith, Creed Humphrey, it's not been working for this season, when both Pacheco and Kareem Hunt only have each 47 yards rushing. Kareem Hunt has 47 yards rushing on the season. Pacheco has 47 yards rushing on the season. One thing that could help this Kansas City offense, because due to their lack of explosion, when we're talking about Rashee Weiss being suspended for the first 6 games, and we're talking about Xavier being hurt right now, out with the shoulder injury. I think when we're talking about this football team, the run game is needed to be predicated, and it's just not there. It's crazy when Patrick Mahomes is leading rusher at 123 yards rushing. Patrick Mahomes, yes, is the leading rusher for this football team throughout the first 2 games. Another thing that this defense, or this offense and this defense, I think at some point we are witnessing the end of this dynasty. Now, I'll play a clip from a video that I did earlier this season that I really think the Kansas City Chiefs were going to come into the season and they were not going to be the same football team. So their 0-2 start right now does not surprise me at all. Here goes the clip. Kansas City Chiefs. Yes, I said it, the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, why I say this, number one, I always say or always believe that dynasties, they sometimes have periods where they don't live up to certain dynamic expectations. Dynasties have periods where they lose players. They have periods where things just necessarily do not go their way. And I think that's going to happen to this Chiefs team in 2025. If we look at the Chiefs in 2024, you could say they got lucky a lot last year, whether it was refs, whether it was late game mistakes. Yes, they won games. But when we look at the totality, they basically won a ton of games by the chin and through the skin of their teeth. But the one thing that I did not see, I thought the Chiefs was going to at least win one of these first 2 games. For this team to start out 0-2, and for it to look the way it has, where as an offense, they haven't really been explosive, only gained 294 yards of total offense against the Eagles. They gained 347, but when we're talking about this team running the football, they just have not been able to. And we're talking about this defense, they slowed down the pass of the Eagles, but we're talking about the Chargers, they had 90 yards of rushing. The Eagles had 122 yards of rushing. The interior of this defensive line, just like the interior of the offensive line, has just not been playing well. And then on top of that, this team is 34% on third downs. When you're not able to convert some third downs, some of those third and longs, and when you're not able to run the football effectively, that is going to affect your offense so much. And when we're talking about this team, it seems like a lot of the pressure is put on a guy like a Patrick Mahomes to play hero ball. You can only survive off of that type of logic for only so long. You cannot play hero ball on a consistent basis and expect to win football games. We're talking about this Chiefs offense. Now, the wide receiver position, I'll be honest, Hollywood Brown has been up and down throughout his course. Juju Smith-Schuster's kind of been up and down throughout his course as the Chiefs wide receiver. It's just, and then Travis Kelce on top of that, I still think he's definitely in the back half of his career. He's not the same player that we were once accustomed to seeing every single season. So on top of that, guys are getting older. I think on the defensive side of the ball, the play has just not been the same. Nick Bolton, Drew Tranquill at linebacker. They kind of help. They keep them into these games, but I just don't think they've been stopping the run the way that they kind of need to, getting after the passer the kind of way that they need to. And then on top of that, this offensive line has been struggling a bit to protect Patrick Mahomes, which he's been sacked 4 times this season. And then on top of that, they haven't ran the football well to kind of offset a passing game that is not very explosive, offset a passing game that has its ups and downs when we're talking about this season. And they only passed for 173 yards against the Eagles defense, 249 against the Chargers. Things that are coming out of this Kansas City Chiefs team, me personally, I am personally not surprised because I personally said, like I said in the clip, they are going to take a bit of a downfall, and we're not going to see the same Kansas City Chiefs football team that we've been accustomed to seeing. And on top of that, the division has gotten a lot better. We're talking about the Los Angeles Chargers. They have been playing some really good football, and they were the ones that beat the Chiefs in week 1. We are talking about a team like the Denver Broncos. They are looking like a very good football team, despite their loss to the Colts. Bo Nix has been playing very well, and that defense is one of the top defenses in the league. While the Raiders don't have big aspirations to be a team that is competing for a divisional championship, they can get you they have a history of getting this Kansas City Chiefs team. So not only is your division more competitive, which you cannot walk all over this division anymore, the AFC itself has been more competitive. We're talking about, of course, Buffalo Bills. We're talking, of course, Baltimore Ravens. The Pittsburgh Steelers have competition. It does suck that Joe Burrow was out for the Bengals, or else that would have been a team that would have been in some competition. The Colts are looking like a very good football team throughout the first 2 weeks. So this AFC conference is not going to be a cakewalk. It's not going to be a walkthrough. That what we've seen for the Kansas City Chiefs over the past couple of years. And when a lot of your pieces getting older, when we're talking about a guy like a Chris Jones, who has been in the league for a while, is 31 years old. We're talking about the injuries and the suspensions. And when we're talking about this overall team, I've always said dynasties are not lasting forever. And I personally think we could be witnessing the downward side of the Kansas City Chiefs dynasty as we know it, because of I think they had the lack of explosion, the lack of a running game, and then on top of that, your defense is getting a bit older, and teams are really starting to figure out this Steve Spagnuolo defense is starting to have some success against it. So one thing that we're going to look to see is that they can bounce back against the New York Giants. I think they personally can, but can they be explosive offensively? And most importantly, are they going to be able to run the football to have some success in his offense? Because if you can't run the football, as great as Patrick Mahomes is, no team is going to survive but only so much with being so much of a one-dimensional offense. We've seen a bit of that with the Bengals last year. They were so one-dimensional. They were great. They were scoring points, but defense wasn't great, and they couldn't run the football, so they could only do so much with that type of explosion of an offense. So do I think the Chiefs dynasty is over? I think we could be possibly there. It's still a little bit too early in this 2025 season to tell, but I did figure that this team would not be the same, especially coming off of that blowout loss in the Super Bowl. But that's all I've got. Make sure you guys leave your likes. Make sure you guys leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button and notification bell. And I will catch you guys later. Peace.